Welcome to Know Your Mobile. I'm Basil. This is the Huawei Ascend Mate, and you're watching a hands-on preview with this brand new phablet device. The Ascend Mate is Huawei's first foray into the phablet market and is competing directly against the Samsung Galaxy Note 2. We're going to kick off by talking about the design of this tablet, and thanks to some very skinny bezeling, despite the 6.1-inch HD display, it actually doesn't feel too bad. It definitely doesn't feel like a phone. It feels like a tablet. However, as you can see, we can manage it in one hand. Moving on to actual ports and buttons, on the front there are no buttons whatsoever, just the capacitive buttons at the base of the screen, which can be removed with Huawei's new user interface. On the left side is a micro SD card slot, while to the right hand side is a power button, volume rocker, and no other buttons. Down below is the micro USB port, and up top is a 3.5mm headphone jack and micro SIM eject tray. On the reverse is the 8 megapixel rear facing camera and LED flash. The Huawei Ascend Mate screen is a 720p display at 6.1 inches. It's interesting they haven't opted for a full HD display, given their smaller D2 does have it. However, it still looks perfectly pleasing. It's an IPS panel, so it's going to present really nice viewing angles, and indeed it does. And clarity doesn't look bad at all. As far as the user interface goes, it runs Android 4.1. This isn't the latest version of Jelly Bean, however it is still Jelly Bean, so it's relatively recent. We can zoom in a little bit, give you a close-up on that. Huawei have made a few tweaks to the user interface, so if we look at the bottom, for example, we alluded to this earlier, the bar will actually disappear if we press the button to the left-hand side. We can bring it back into frame by simply swiping up. Many users might like this, many might find it irksome. If we also take a look at our App Store, we can see Huawei have actually gotten rid of it. There is no App Store to speak of. We can jump into a folder and we can actually add applications, which we can try and do again. This is the only way to see all your applications, or at least the only way that we've encountered. Again, this is something that a lot of users might find unfamiliar, especially if coming from Android devices. Our first impressions, we're not huge fans, but we'll have to wait until we get the device in for review before we give you anything more conclusive again. In terms of the internals, you've got a quad-core Huawei processor in here. It's clocked at 1.5 gigahertz, so this really does pit the Ascend Mate in line with the best out there, such as the Google Nexus 4, Samsung Galaxy Note 2, and indeed the newly announced Sony Xperia Z. The battery inside is a 40-50 milliamp battery, which is really impressive. We're not actually all that sure on the internal storage, so let's jump in and find that out for you, though it is expandable, bear that in mind. Right, we can see in the settings, tap on storage. So it looks like there's 8 gigabytes of internal storage with micro SD expandability. So this has been Basil with a quick hands-on with the Huawei Ascend Mate. Thanks for watching Know Your Mobile. If you like this video, feel free to subscribe to the channel, and if you've got any questions, just fire them in the comment section below.